G'day guys, I am continuing the BTR series, beating the BTR, and in this one I'm using a $70 budget box. It's an NA BA box out of a Ute, I believe. Unknown Ks, was told it was under 250,000, and yeah, it had been sitting for a while inside, so I picked this one up off Marketplace on Facebook, and my intentions were to put this in the new project car, which is a silver XR6 sedan. It's NA, we're doing a turbo conversion on it. This is going to be a budget sort of strengthening one. I'll briefly go over the teardown because you guys saw that in the last one. Cheers.
Watch how the moon sits in the sky on a dark night, shining with the light from the sun. The sun doesn't give light to the moon, assuming the moon's gonna owe it one. It makes me think of how you act for me. You do favors there rapidly. You just turn around and start asking me about things that you want back from me. I'm sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest. I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand. Like you and step on people like you do and run away all the people I thought I knew. I remember back then who you were. You used to be calm, used to be strong, used to be generous, but you should have known that you wear out your welcome, and now you see how quiet it is all alone. I'm so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest. I'm so sick of the tension, sick of the hunger, sick of you acting like I owe you this. Find another place to feed your greed while I find a place to rest. I wanna be in another place. I hate when you say you don't understand. I wanna be in the energy, not with the enemy. A place for my head. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me, go away. You try to take the best of me.
Alright, all the parts are laid out. It's time to get into assembly. Now, looking back on the box I just tore down, clutches were burnt, as you can see, down to metal there. AU1s are on the left, which we're going to be replacing with. And just on a quick note, before we put this thing back together, I'm using the sun gears and planetary combination from the AU because it has the coarse teeth like found on the V8 and the turbo variant of the BTRs. The NA boxes have the finer teeth and the finer matching planetaries, so these are the ones that we're going to avoid. So straight into it, we are replacing the C1, 2 and 4 clutch packs with the AU ones. Obviously they were much cleaner, as you saw before. Once that's done, I set it aside and clean off that rear band. Just put some fresh Castrol TQ95, slot it in and change the parking lever to an AU one. That's because the drum I'm holding there attached to the output shaft is smaller in diameter, and you need a more offset lever to retain your parking brake on the transmission. Next up, throw those planetaries in. This is a matching set, the coarser teeth variant, and they also have the oil grooved holes on the pinions, and that is so they will match up with our sun gear that we've upgraded, and they have the coarser teeth on them. Center bearing, slap that in, 20 to 27 Newton meters on the torque spec, and then after that we can just feed our front band through. And then we can throw in those forward and reverse sun gears, which are fed onto our C3 drum, and that's what the front band will act on. And then, yeah, just a bit of TQ95 there, which is the only lubricant you should use on these boxes. It was specifically designed for the BTRs, so there is no reason to use anything but Castrol TQ95. As you can see, applying a liberal amount there to the C1, 2 and 4 cylinder once again, which has our input and intermediate shaft on there, and that slides straight through. Nice. Next up, valve body, which I pretty much kept from before. Chuck it on there, chuck the parking lever on, and clip in all the solenoids. Alright, so that's a wrap for the day. The pan's on. I've torqued the valve body down to sequence 10 newton meters, and I'll leave it there until next week. I haven't put the pump on yet or done the extension housing. I'm going to get a fresh gasket for that, and I've also got to pick up the AU box to get the pump from. We're using the AU gears because that'll be perfect for our sort of power level without creating unnecessary drag and going back to like an E series, EAED having the biggest pump, and then ELEF, they have the sort of in-betweener size. So we'll leave it there, and thanks for watching, guys, and we'll finish this with a follow-up next week of pretty much sealing it back together and getting it ready to put in the car and put a tune on it. Thanks for the watch.